Invictus my kings, and welcome back to the Slavicus Maximus channel, and welcome to the world of Total Fall of the Samurai Shogun 2, where today we'll be doing a Netherlands campaign playthrough. Yes indeed, we'll be playing as the Netherlands. Finally got to the Netherlands. We've played as the Prussians, we've played as the British, as the Americans, and now it's finally time to play as the Dutch. We'll be playing as the Netherlands with the aim of conquering the entirety of Kyushu Island, obviously, Honshu Island, obviously, and Shikoku Island. So we'll be going for a majority of the Japanese isles, a nearly complete full conquest of everything in the Japanese isles. Unlike before, where we've done only partial conquests, today we'll be going for quite a bit more. We'll be going for a near full domination, mostly because I think in the previous campaigns that we've done, it was a little too easy, you know, a little easy, especially as the British and the Americans, to conquer half of Japan. So today and in this campaign we'll be going for a full Japanese conquest. Won't really go for Hokkaido, because, well, it's represented on the map only as a small itsy-bitsy part over here in the north, so there's no reason why we should go for it. Really, it's only a small little part of the whole that we are going for. But as we can see, we have started quite aggressively here from the province of Nagasaki. We've marched on to the province of Shimabara, but in the early stages of the campaign we have such an advantage because the AI, the random small minor, whatchamacallit, Japanese clans don't really start with an army. As you can see, for example, here the clan of Hirado, they only have presumably their general and their garrison. So it's these first couple of turns are going to be relatively simple for us to just march on through the Japanese isles and to wreak some havoc over here, to capture as much territory as possible and to really establish ourselves. The first stage of this campaign is obviously going to be the capture of Kyushu Island, as it usually is. When you start on Kyushu Island, you first want to consolidate your hold over your home province, which is completely natural, and our general increases in rank over here. Very cool. What do we get? We get morale of all units under this man's command, or the charge bonus of that man's bodyguard. Definitely go for the morale of our units. Go for aggressor as per usual. Nothing out of the ordinary here. And I think next up is going to be the clan of Fukuoka, which is in the city of Tsukushi. So we'll be marching like so, and I don't know in this part how much of Kyushu we're going to capture, but hopefully it's a relatively decent amount. As you can see, I'm sort of blitzing. These initial portions of the campaign, mostly because, well, we've played 3 campaigns in this mod already. I'm relatively confident in my ability to really see how the things that this mod presents are going to develop. It's not as if it's a mystery to me anymore. We more or less know what we can expect and what we should expect. Let's see, can we trade with anyone? No, we cannot trade with anyone. We do not have any information, even though we can see the fog of war has been sort of lifted from us. We cannot trade with, for example, the British or the Americans yet, which is kind of a shame. Would have been cool for the Netherlands to have that sort of option, since they were mostly famous for their trading empire. So it would have been cool for them to have the ability to have more of a trading ability compared to everyone else. It would have been kind of cool, but alas, the option is not open to us. Let's actually cancel this recruitment. We got some unique units, the East Indies Infantry, which is a tiny bit cheaper than Colonial Infantry. However, it takes 2 turns to recruit, whereas Colonial Infantry only takes 1 turn to recruit, and they have a little bit of a better melee attack. There's also 30 more men in the unit compared to the Colonial Infantry, and their accuracy is worse by 1 point. So they're sort of the colonial version, or the Netherlands version of the colonial infantry, just a tiny bit cheaper, but takes more, takes a little bit more to recruit. See, everything seems to be fine, so let's march on to Tsukushi. They have 2 allies, so we are at war also with the clan of Kokura over here, and with the clan of Kumamoto over here in the south. However, everything should be fine. Let's actually, I know I canceled those recruitments, but let's actually go through with those, with that recruitment. That's going to be useful when we have to split our forces inevitably. And actually, no, that's Fukuoka. That's the guys we are marching towards. They are asking for peace. Let's not do that. I'd much rather maybe Kokura over here, or what was their name? Their name was, yeah, Kokura, not Kukora. Okay, so we can very swiftly march through to Tsukushi, repair the citadel as per usual. These guys are recruiting. Let's see, could we get a peace agreement maybe with these guys? They would actually, so let's demand 2k from them. They probably don't have 2k now that I think about it, so it's 1k. Let's actually just do our peace deal. So one of our flanks is covered, and we can safely march south to capture as much territory as possible. That's going to be the, well, that's going to be the plan for today, to march and capture as much as possible to really establish ourselves here in the island of Kyushu. In general, in this mod, you want to establish yourselves quite aggressively at the beginning of the campaign, since the rebellions don't really trigger. There's kind of a bug here with the rebellions in this mod, where actually I have one few too many units. So this unit can go back, I guess. We'll use it later on, but we also have some Marines, mostly colonial infantry, and some East Indies infantry. So we have, we're quite stacked. We have full stack army, much more than anyone else is wielding here in the vicinity. So we should have a relatively easy time of it. However, we'll see how things develop, how things go. Before we meet any sort of serious resistance, I think we'll actually manage to capture the entirety of Kyushu. The only sort of big worry I have is about the Sacho Alliance, another playable faction over here in the south, which could pose a little bit of a threat to us. However, I doubt it's going to be a very big one. Actually, what I might want to do is just recruit some colonial infantry over here. Where can I not recruit colonial infantry? I guess I cannot recruit colonial. Oh, there we go. We can recruit colonial infantry in the home province of Nagasaki so that it doesn't revolt, so we can tax it. But yeah, so we are marching on the city of Higo to really drive the point home. I think we'll maybe go for a wholesale capture of northern Kyushu, and so what we might want to do, actually, what are we researching? I didn't even take a look. Researching aesthetics as per usual. The research isn't really something that's going to bother us, so it's a close victory really. So maybe we should take a little bit of a breather over here. As you can see, the clan of Oka is actually recruiting quite heavily, so we might want to prepare for a possible battle over here. But next turn we're definitely going for the city of Yatsushiro. Alright, here we go. Time to march on Yatsushiro. Let's see if we can make it. Yes, we can. So let's just decisive victory our way through, repair the citadel, and let's start building some cottage industry. I think that's going to be fine. And there we go. I think this was a pretty good part 1. We conquered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 provinces. In just a couple of turns, we managed to completely dominate everyone around us. We have well and truly established ourselves here on Kyushu Island. And in the next part, we'll mop up, I think, the entirety of Kyushu Island, and we'll march on to Honshu. It's going to be that simple. There's really going to be no issues. Let's see, we can fairly certainly tax the province now, so it's completely fine. And So anyway, Kings, thanks for watching. There's definitely going to be more to come. And I want to thank you, Kings, for watching, and I will see you next time.